दोस्तों, it's the last quarter of the financial year, and most of the salaried employees or people are looking for the tax saving funds, right? Mutual fund is the one people generally prefer into the tax saver, which is known as ELSS. So this video is all about choosing the best ELSS fund. So let's get started with what is the ELSS fund, how to choose the ELSS fund based on the performance, and I'll highlight some of the key technical aspects where you should look at, keeping in mind the horizon of probably looking for a long term. So let's first understand what is ELSS. So basically, ELSS stands for Equity Linked Savings Schemes. It means that the investments which you are doing, or the fund which you are investing into the ELSS fund, will be invested into equity markets. Okay, so there are some of the key features of this interesting ELSS fund. So first is the tax benefit, why we are here or looking for an opportunity in India into the tax saving fund, which is ELSS. So as per the ATC of Income Tax Act over here, we have a slab of around 1.5 lakhs to be deployed and to save the tax into the ELSS fund. Second most interesting over here is, as it's been a tax saver fund, we have a lock-in period of 3 years. Yes, lock-in period of 3 years, which means that if you are investing on, say, probably 8 Jan 2024, you will get a benefit into the income tax, and you can exit this fund only after 8 Jan 2027, which is 3 years, 2024, 25, 26, 27. Okay. It has a lock-in period of 3 years. The third is most important. It is 100% equity exposure, or probably that's the reason it is generally termed as a high risk or very high risk. And when you are investing into the ELSS fund, the fund type will be always the high risk or very high risk, depending upon the fund what they write. But as it's equity exposure and equity are termed as riskier assets, it is a high risk investment. Now, the fourth most important is diversification. Yes. Why diversification? Because if you look at the lock-in period of 3 years into the ELSS fund, and if I just compare it with the PPA for National Savings Scheme, NSC, they have a higher lock-in period over there. So yes, it helps into the diversification. And basically, investing into the equities is also a diversification, and you don't have to cherry pick the stocks which will outperform. The fund manager is doing it for you. So yes, it helps into the diversification over here. Yes. And interestingly, you can also do SIP. So you have an option of lump sum, you have an option of SIP. So as an tax saver, if I am looking for an investment of X amount to save my tax at maximum up to 1.5 lakhs, I can even do monthly SIP, so that at one go I don't have to invest or look at the chunk of money out of my salary to invest for a tax saving. So you can also do SIPs in these kinds of funds, starting with probably you can do with say 10,000 a month, which is equal to 1.2 lakhs. Or if you are looking for a slightly lesser amount, divided by 12 and invest into it. So maximum amount is 1.5 lakhs per annum. So depending upon that investment, you can choose as per your criteria over here. Now, how to choose the best ELSS fund? So if you are a user of Definedge, or in case not a user of Definedge, go on to a Definedge Securities. There is an MF zone, mutual fund zone. You will find this website, mfzone.definedgesecurities.com, and you can explore the schemes over here. If I go on to the explore scheme over here, this is the homepage which will open over here. And if I go on to the downside over there, okay, so there are few funds available for you into the ELSS scheme over here. So if I just go on to the down, so there are, if you look at over here, there's an ELSS fund option available here. So if I just go on down over there and look at the 1 year return for ELSS funds onto the downside, so we have a few of the funds which have performed extraordinarily in the current year, because markets have been slightly higher over here. And there are few funds which have performed average or beaten the market. So if I just look at over here, SBI long-term equity fund has outperformed with around 41.92% 1 year return over year. Followed by Motilal Oswal ELSS fund with around 40.8, ITI ELSS fund with around 39. And if you go on explore more, there are n number of funds which will be highlighted over here. And if you are a defined user, or you can also invest right from here into the mutual fund scheme, any mutual fund scheme which you think there is an opportunity lying over there, and you can click onto the invest now button over there. Okay, so yes, there are an options. So if I go onto the any fund over here, and if I click onto the fund, which is the first one, SBI. Now, if you look at the structure or the page over there, there will be a number of things available right from the ratios, years, and there are various stuff which are available onto the screen for you. And also, if you are a dependent user, you can go onto the chart over here. So if I go onto the chart, if I click onto the mutual fund, and if you want to find the mutual fund scheme, I just highlighted over here the SBI Tax Advantage Fund 3. Okay, so if you look at what I have done is I am using Hekenashi chart over here. You can use any number of studies which you are following. Probably I can just follow out of Hekenashi. So I use Hekenashi over here, and I have done a quarterly chart over here. So if you look at this is a quarterly chart, which means that every candle you see is for 3 months over here, and you can see it's been rising and rising. So one quarter, even if I look at the structure over here. When the quarterly chart for two multiple bullish candles are formed, I look for investment in these kinds of ELSS fund or any. Even if you're not looking at ELSS and want to look at the research kind of thing, you can use this RZone of Definedge Securities. Look at the analysis over here. You have options to invest right from there as well. So you can do research on your own. Okay, so coming back onto the over here, if I go to the mutual fund schemes, okay, so there are a number of mutual fund schemes available over there, and you can look for any kind of mutual fund scheme. So if I just click on the any funds, if you want to look at, even if you are not looking at ELSS fund, and if you are looking at kind of any mutual funds where you can do analysis, yes, we have options for all. Okay, so there is a chart coming up for I've just click any fund. You can look at any kind of fund. You can for ELSS fund, you can look for open-ended fund. What kind of fund you want to invest, you can do research of any kind of fund over here. So there is a chart over here. I've just click on the HDFC Mid Cap Opportunities Fund. There is a chart available for you right from March 2019. How this has performed. You can do peer comparison. Over here, you can do trailing returns as well. And interestingly, you can also check the asset allocations on how this fund manager has allocated the assets. So you can look at domestic equity, which have invested around 94%, cash and cash equivalent around 6%. Then you have a bifurcation as well, large cap, mid cap, small cap, or others. So over here, look at this fund have invested 17% in the large cap stock, 59% in the mid cap, and 17% in the small cap. So you can do all kind of research into the mutual fund RZone of Definedge Securities, and you can invest directly from here. So there is an option for you to invest right over here. Click on the invest, go on to the, in case you have any problem investing in the mutual fund, just comment below and we will get in touch with you, or you can also go on to our forum forum.definedgesecurities.com, where we write some about mutual funds, or even if you have a query over there, you can post your query. Our executive will get in touch with you to solve your query, and the investments can be seamlessly done into the mutual funds rightly using the Definedge Securities. So signing off, Brijesh Bhatia.